Hello, party people. Welcome to this live today. Today, we are going to hop into a comment. I just got done filming and I'm not going to get that video edited today. If I do, it's going to be like a half rush job and I don't want to rush, but I do want to have this conversation. Give me a 2 in the comments if you can hear me okay. I want to make sure you can hear me before I start talking. Give me a 2 in the comments if you can hear me. I want to talk about CCCA. That is the video coming next, but today I want to go ahead and get to a couple of your comments. This is not my normal mic setup. Y'all know I be having the kickback from the computer. My kids are using my actual expensive computer, so I got this little janky one. But I want to come in here and have this conversation. Okay, good. Everybody can hear me. Okay, so one thing that I am talking about in tomorrow's video is a form of alopecia called CCCA. That's what we're calling it for short. Give me a 3 if you've heard of this form of alopecia before. Really quick in the comments. That is the form of alopecia that I just got done recording a video for. And that video is coming tomorrow. But we're going to talk about some really interesting stuff today. Okay, a couple of you do know what it is. Okay, good stuff. So now what we are going to do is get to this comment. And the reason that I'm getting to this comment and I have to do it before I finish my work day, y'all, is because literally, like, when I first read this comment, right? When I first read this comment, I was like, oh my God, like it literally made me teary-eyed. We'll talk about this in a second. It literally made me teary-eyed because it's literally all I am trying to accomplish with y'all. This glare drives me crazy. It's literally all I'm trying to accomplish with y'all. So the person who asked about single strand knots, let's get past this comment this woman made first, and it's a long one. And then after that, we're going to break into questions, but I feel like this will set the tone. We were supposed to do a Q&A a couple of weeks ago, but I had other stuff going on and I wasn't in the right headspace to answer questions. So now I am. So now we're going to get to it. All right. Hold on, let me go to her comment. All right. So I'll be here on the screen, but this is primarily going to be what you're going to see. All right, so she said, because of you, I now read all of my directions on any products I buy and actually follow them to the T. Ain't nobody got time to be to be bald-headed. Thanks, sis. I love it, and I love it here. I'll admit I didn't want to listen to you before, but I learned the hard way. All right. So when she said that, right? I am so big on having conversations, right? As a scientist, I'm not like, oh, I'm smart, you're dumb, whatever I say is what goes and you don't know. No, I'm a scientist. I want to know. I would love to hear like other people's pointers or what other people think, and then I go and research it for myself, right? So after she made that statement, I was really interested. I really wanted to know, like, if you don't mind me asking, what changed and why didn't you want to listen before? Because that is something that I'm really experiencing a lot on here. Like, there are so many women coming back, like hundreds of women coming back, like, hey, saying, you've been saying this for years. I didn't want to listen before, but now I'm listening now. And I kind of knew the answer why, but I don't like to make assumptions. I don't like to make assumptions because I don't like it when people make assumptions. So I'm not a hypocritical person. So I'm like, I'm not going to make assumptions. I want to ask her why. All right. So she says, my routine was learned from non-professionals. I was just following what I saw. I started to do braid outs and going to bed with wet hair every night. Then I started wearing wash and goes and learned from the Anthony Dickey method, in which he suggested for you to wet your hair every day and do the wash and goes oh, excuse me, do the wash and goes over. He said he was a professional, so I thought he was correct. Girl, shortly after, my ends started to thin out and break whenever I combed my hair. My hair was tangled and so dry and breaking a lot whenever I would style it wet. From that point, I decided to go back to being a straight natural. Wrote down your routine, and for the last 2 months, been doing shampoo, conditioner, heat protected serum, blow dry, and flat iron. And I just started my new journey on freshly trimmed hair. Just learned in your video, so I added a spray leave-in conditioner, and that's it. My hair has turned around for the better in just 2 months. No more breaking, shedding, and my hair is currently a little past my bra strap. I want to grow it. I want to grow it to my tailbone. If I do a braid out now, I use the same products, but I just add my foam and wrap mousse to style it, and then I sit under a dry dark. Oh my God, this one was super. I didn't want to listen before. Wait, do I hold on? I gotta go to the next one. Okay. You said I didn't want to listen before because what I was doing was working at the time until my hair started suffering later down the line. I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that you are truly doing the Lord's work, sis. The science behind what you say is definitely from the Creator. All makes sense. My eyes are truly open. I just thank God for you. Okay, so the main reason that I just read that to you guys is because I really want you to get like an idea of why I make the type of content that I make. Because I've been doing hair for over a decade, I've been a licensed cosmetologist through all of the different phases of social media, right? So through the phase where everybody was putting monostat in their hair, through the hot 6 oil days, like all of the different things that have came along. I've been in the hair industry through being able to watch the rise and falls of different fads as a professional cosmetologist. That's why you'll constantly tell people over and over and over and over again the same things. And give me a 5 really quick if I can speak freely, because next what I'm going to say may make some people feel a kind of way. We're not going to be here too long because I have been working all day, but I want to know the people that are here right now. First of all, give me a thumbs up. And second of all, let me know real quick in the chat. Say speak freely, Sam. We're not sensitive. Speak freely. If I can, give me a 5 if you all right. Give me a 5 if you all right. Give me a 5. I really don't want y'all to get upset. I'm speaking from my heart, and y'all know I'm a realist, and I don't know how to be fake. Okay, so as you guys know, I have been doing like one-on-one consultations for a while. Like since I stopped doing hair, like I just have such a love for women and the hair industry, and not just women, just like people in general. I have a love for the human scalp, for the human body, the science of our body and understanding it, right? I have a love and a passion for it. Oh my God, I love you more. But I feel like by offering consults, I'm a part of the problem. And I'll explain. The majority of people who book consultations with me, as I say this, every last person who's booked a consultation with me, I'm not speaking directly to you. I love you. I'm not saying anything disrespectful. This is for you, right? I feel like I'm a part of the problem because every person that books a one-on-one consultation with me has already been to see a dermatologist. And then once they book the consultation with me, I am just reiterating what their cosmetologist or what their dermatologist already said, right? Because we are looking for, like, when something happens to the scalp, when we have any issue, any problem, whether it's with hair growth, whether it's with the health of your actual body, anything, like, we're looking for something that's going to give us instant gratification, something that's going to get us from point A to point B real quick with the least amount of effort or with the least amount of accountability to ourselves. And it's not possible. And it's something that is really, really hard to understand all the way, because no matter what I say, like I do consultations for men and women, right? And there is a man who booked a one-on-one consultation with me, and he's in a whole nother country. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, I'm not speaking bad about you, I'm just saying. He booked a one-on-one consultation with me. He was suffering from a really, 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 really severe form of hair loss, like extremely severe, right? So whenever I do one-on-one consultations, I need to create a storyline, right? So I need to get on the phone with my client and figure out what problem are you having, and then once you tell me what problem you're having, I then create a storyline where we figure out what went wrong, right, through your hair growth cycle, because the average hair growth cycle is 7 years. So we'll be on the phone and I'm figuring out what you've done and what patterns you follow over the last 7 years. And you guys, across the board, the patterns are exactly the same. All of the patterns are exactly the same. And not only are the patterns the same, once I give direction on what one is to do, there are always arguments. There's always a back and forth. There's always like, but I read this one thing online, but I had saw this one girl had said, but I saw this one person had said, and none of the things that are a rebuttal or something that you think is better than what the professional is saying is something that you got from a professional. It's all something that came from YouTube. So I read her comment, because her comment was literally saying like, hey Sam, now I'm finally listening to you. And when I asked her, well, why didn't you want to listen to me before? She straight up was basically in a nutshell like, hey, you were saying something different than everybody else was saying, because all of the information is regurgitated information that they were just spilling out. So now today, everybody has the same types of alopecia. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to go deep into CCCA, which is a certain form of scarring alopecia. And you guys, we've been talking about so many of these disorders for years. I've been talking to you guys about these disorders for years, even with rice water. When I was talking to everybody about rice water and people were getting mad about that, the basis of rice water, when I first made the video, the part of the video that really bothered everybody is when I said, when you're putting rice water in your hair, you're literally killing yourself. It's like killing yourself. And it's true. You know why? Because the bacteria that you're growing inside of that container, okay, inside of that container, when you put it on your hair, it is living within the follicle. And CCCA is inflammation. What causes inflammation? Bacteria, free radicals. What is a free radical? A free radical is a bacteria that is just unchecked roaming around the scalp. Where are all of these free radicals coming from? In Black women, because CCCA is a form of alopecia that is primarily only attacking Black women's follicles. That's it. There is a very, very small percentage of the population that has CCCA and are not of African descent. The majority of people with this form of alopecia are Black, over a certain demographic. And when you look at the scientific studies from these people and the research that they follow, everybody has the same practices. Everybody, when a question was asked on the regular practices of all of the women that have CCCA, it was across the board. Every last woman greases their scalp and has been greasing their scalp since they were a little girl. Their mother used to grease their scalp. It's across the board. So it's all of our patterns. It is your patterns that lead to the thinning. It is your patterns that lead to the breakage. So somebody asks, I'm going to get to this question and then I'm going to get to the rest of our questions because we do have a Q&A. I'm going to share the screen in a second. But you asked how to get rid of single strand knots. Single strand knots are split ends, period. No if, and, buts. Hold on. I'm going to show you something. Hold think I still have it in my nerves. And no, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Boom, shakala boom. Okay, so let's get into it. So when we're talking about single strand knots, again, it like I said, I didn't come on before because I was not in the right headspace. And if I'm not in, y'all see me in a minute. If I'm not in the right headspace, I really can't come on social media and do videos like this, because if I'm already like irritated, or not necessarily irritated, like if I'm just not having a good day, Aunt Flo was here for an example, then it becomes hard sometimes for me to go live sometimes. And I'm just being honest, because I've been saying the same stuff for years. And now CCCA is a form of alopecia that is literally dragging Black women. And you know why? It is because of all of the things that I have been trying to prevent you guys from doing all of these years, and nobody wanted to listen. But it's fine, it's okay, because we are here now, we are here today. But as it pertains to single strand knots are split ends. Okay, this is the name of single strand knots. You see this right here? Trichoniadosis. Trichoniadosis is the name for single strand knots. Single strand knots is an actual hair shaft disorder. But see, on YouTube, they don't know anything about the science of hair. They're plain in hair on YouTube, so they wouldn't know. They just look at it. It's like, oh, this is one strand. It's a knot. Let's call it single strand knots. No, this word right here, this is the word for single strand knots. Single strand knots is a hair shaft disorder. And do you see all of the rest of these different hair shaft disorders? There is nothing you can do to rejoin the hair shaft once it breaks. The hair shaft is not like your skin. It does not regenerate itself. It does not. Once the hair shaft breaks, that is it. So if you have single strand knots, you have a hair shaft disorder. You have a split end. So if you want to cure your split ends, or if you want to stop your trigger, if you want to stop your single strand knots, the word tongue gets my tongue all tied. If you want to stop single strand knots, you're going to have to cut the damage off. You have to get a trim. This is why cosmetologists are always saying trim your hair. It is not because, oh, we want you to go bald and stuff. That's why I showed you guys my whole hair growth journey here on my YouTube channel, so y'all can see, like, even in the midst of me cutting not just trimming my hair, like cutting it. I actually have something that is hydrolyzed super sativa. So actually, like, cutting my hair off, you have still been able to see me retain length, right? Why is that? Because your hair is growing 1.5 inches every single month. And if it is not, my love, there is something wrong within the inner parts of your body. But single strand knots are split ends. And if you want to remove those single strand knots, you have to cut them. All right? You need it. I'll put it, you said never mind, but I'm going to put it back up for you one more time, because I do want everybody to get a good screenshot. Have me a screenshot just in case. But yeah, I want everybody to get like a really good screenshot. All right. And these are different hair shaft disorders. Let me know in the comments really quick if you want me to do like a full video on hair shaft disorders, because I will do that for you. Like, I really will. I really will do that for you. So let me know if you want it done. All right. So now I'm going to head over and share the screen with you so we can go ahead and get to some of the comments that you guys left on the community page. And then I do have a couple of comments from my Instagram. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm going to just put myself over here and get to answering some of your questions and stuff. All right. So first up, you said, do you recommend a deep conditioner or hair mask treatments? So, yes, go ahead and check my Amazon store for all of my recommendations for like products and stuff. And as it pertains to length retention practices, when we're talking about length retention, the only thing that is going to retain length is you having a proper maintenance and a proper maintenance routine and proper maintenance pattern. So if you are a person who, and this is, I'm really glad you said that, asked this question, because it's something that I wanted to address. Like most people would be like, oh, well, I just leave my hair braided all day because I'm at work. When I say don't leave your hair braided all day, I'm talking about if you a person who wash your hair and then just get folds braids. It's one braid here, one braid here, one braid here, one braid there. That's not a good length retention practice, because what, like I always say, you have to think of it. If you do physical therapy after you break your leg, how easy will it be for your leg to heal itself if all you do is just sit in the bed all day? If like all you do is wash your leg once a month, and then the rest of the month your leg, that one part of your body, the rest of your body get a bath, but your leg is just unwashed, unmoved, is just sitting there for a month. That sounds gross, doesn't it? That's what you do to your hair. You will wash your hair and then just put it in 4 braids and leave it like that under a wig for a month, or leave it like that under a wig for a couple of days. Like, no. Like right now, I have a V-part wig on, but as soon as we get off of here, it's coming off. I'm gonna comb through my hair and I'm gonna have a big old blown out fro walking around my house. And when I get ready to go to bed, I'm putting one braid and then I'm gonna get in the bed. And then when I get up in the morning, I'm gonna comb it out and I'm gonna have like, I'm gonna just be walking around with a blown out fro, but my hair is blown out, it's not tangled, none of that stuff, right? So it's all about like and I'm not saying, oh, that's the only thing you do to your hair, but you need to be touching your hair. Like you need to not be scared of combs and brushes and things of that nature. I always say, I want us always to pay attention to the fact that the only group of women that have a problem with length retention are the only group of women who think that combs and brushes are the devil. And the only group of women who have a problem with length retention and hair growth and scalp health are the women who only wash their hair once a month and only comb their hair with their fingers. We're just being realistic. I'm just keeping it real. All right. So our next question. Hold on, I'm gonna make it a little bigger on the screen. I'm sure you can. All right, so yeah, so that's a whole nother video. Length retention practices. People who follow my routine with colored hair, you just need to make sure Olaplex is included in your regimen. And that's another reason, like, I hope nobody takes offense to this, but that's another reason that I don't really recommend you coloring your hair yourself, because a part of hair color is knowing what practices are to be formed. So you shouldn't be asking how to take care of your hair after your hair is already colored. You're supposed to know how to treat colored hair before you have color treated hair, right? The person who colors your hair should be able to give you a whole like pamphlet, a whole plan on what to do once your hair is colored. But if you do the color yourself, you're not gonna know what to do to your hair. So I can't really give I can't tell you what to do to maintain hair color without knowing how you colored it in the first place, because hair color is very complex. So I can't give you counsel for color, because your counsel for color is going to be different if you're a person who, for example, let's say you only did a rinse, right? Let's say you only did semi-permanent hair color, or you did temporary hair color. My suggestions for somebody who did temporary hair color is going to be completely different to somebody who did permanent hair color. And let's say you have permanent high lift color. My advice and my suggestions to somebody with high lift permanent color is going to be completely different for somebody with regular permanent color, or even somebody with semi-permanent or demi-permanent hair color. All right. And then somebody who has lightened hair, who has lightened hair and has removed the pigment from their hair, oh my goodness, your counsel is going to be completely different than somebody who has their hair with semi-permanent hair color, with high lift permanent hair color, or with regular permanent hair color. Moreover, a person who has hair color and gray hair, their counsel of what they're supposed to do chemically after their hair is treated is different across the board. So chemicals is not one size fits all. That's why it's imperative that you go to a professional for hair color, or if you're going to do it, you completely know and understand the science of the human body before you remove things. Because when you color your hair, what you are doing is opening the cuticle and going within the cortex of the hair shaft and either removing color or putting artificial pigment in. That is all you're doing. And then if you're doing semi-permanent or demi-permanent hair color, it never goes into the cortex. It just sits on top of the cuticle. That's why it can be rinsed off in a couple of different washes, because it never penetrates the cortex. It's only laying on the cuticle of the hair shaft, right? But that's literally just the entry level stuff when it comes to hair color. So if you are a person who doesn't know anything about hair color and you're just doing it like straight off the dome, like off what you learn on social media, you're going to be screwed. Like screwed. Okay? I really hope that's making sense. Give me a 2 if you can hear me okay. We'll go into the next one. Oh no. Okay. Any advice to take care of baby skin during the winter, summer? I'm not a dermatologist, so ever heard of skin tags? Yep, I had one after labor. Yeah, I'm not a dermatologist, so even though I know the answer to that question, I don't give advice on like just on the skin, on your face, skin tags, stuff like that. I don't do that. I only focus like on the scalp and like on the first couple of layers of skin. And skin tags are a little bit more complex than that, so you should probably talk to a dermatologist about that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can. Any tips for dealing with chronic scalp seborrheic dermatitis? If you have chronic scalp dermatitis, most likely you are putting products on your scalp to try to calm it down. If you're a person who has seborrheic dermatitis, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to go see a dermatologist. That's my number one suggestion, to go see a dermatologist. And number 2 is, if you have seborrheic dermatitis, the last thing, seborrheic dermatitis and dandruff, do not put anything on your scalp other than shampoo when you are shampooing your hair. Conditioners for the hair shaft, not the scalp. Most of the number one problems, and I know people are going to take offense to this, but it's why I'm no longer doing one-on-one consultations for the time being. One of the number one causes of seborrheic dermatitis is greasing the scalp. Greasing the scalp. And with Black women will not let it go. I don't care what I say. I don't care how bald they are. I don't care how much hair they lose. Black women will not stop greasing their scalp. You won't stop. And I had to come to a place where I understood that I can't force anybody to follow the science. Even when people book one-on-one consultations with me and pay me for, like, I can't make people do anything. And I find it frustrating sometimes, because when you're like really, really trying to help, like the last thing that you want to do is like go back and forth and like argue with somebody like, no, what I'm saying really is true. All you have to do is this. But it's like, when you get on one-on-one consultations with some of us, a lot of us don't even really want to learn. We kind of want to argue, and we want the thing that we know to be true and the thing that we really think is true. We want somebody to validate that. And I think a lot of times that's what's happening on the one-on-ones. And don't get me wrong, all of my one-on-one consultations turn out freaking amazing, but it's after, and not for everybody. There are a couple of people who, like, I tell them what to do, they do it, and we good. But it's kind of frustrating when you, for one, every single consultation that I do is a woman with the same disorder. It's either seborrheic dermatitis, dandruff, or CCCA, or traction alopecia, or seborrheic dermatitis, or telogen effluvium, across the board. And when we sit down, everybody's practices are exactly the same across the board. Everybody's patterns are the same. Everybody's greasing their scalp. Everybody's spraying their hair down with water. Everybody thinks that water is how you hydrate your hair from an external source. It's like, it's crazy. And it puts you in a place where you just have to figure out exactly how you're going to help. So I've decided to help from a different angle. I'm just going to make the YouTube videos, and we'll have blog posts to match. And then if you guys need help on the internal level, then you'll be able to shop the Apothecary with me. But that's pretty much it. That's why I'm here with you on the live. Everybody shoot, ask your questions now. Let your questions go. Let them reign free. I'm going to go get to a couple of these other questions here as I share the screen. Remember, most of these questions were asked multiple times. So it looks like I'm skipping over questions, but I'm not. All right. A lot of the questions, like I said, were asked multiple times. You recommend cleansing with rose water and braids, but can we just do a regular wash with shampoo? So there's a difference between like cleansing your braids after you work out and shampooing your braids. Once you shampooing your braids is something you should do one time while you have them. Because once you shampoo them, you are breaking the bond, you're loosening the braids up, and after you dry them, you probably are only going to get one more good wash before you cause more harm than good, because once you keep washing them, you cause the braids to slip, and then you make it so the ends of the hair shaft are holding the artificial hair, which is why you see so many women have so much breakage when they take the braids out, because you make it your actual hair's responsibility to hold on to the artificial hair. So instead of your hair shaft being protected and resting while you have braids in, your hair shaft has a full-time job that it don't get paid for. So those are things that we really, really have to think about whenever we are, doing protective styles. Now, when I'm talking about rose water on the scalp, I've never said use anything as a replacement for shampooing your hair. When I'm saying use rose water, if you're a person, for example, like you just got some box braids yesterday, if you got box braids on Monday and then Tuesday morning you go to the gym and you pouring sweat, no, don't get in the shower and wash your braids. You're going to loosen them up and you're going to make them heavier, causing breakage long term. What you would do is get a get a cotton ball with some rose water or something. Witch hazel is fine, but witch hazel is a little too strong to use on a daily basis on the scalp. So that's why rose water is my preference, because rose water's pH level matches your hair and your scalp's natural pH level. So it's not going to be too harsh because it's the exact pH level of your hair and your scalp. Anyway, it matches your hair and scalp's environment anyway. So when I'm saying use rose water, I mean like cleanse the scalp with rose water, right? After you get, if you're at the gym, right? After you get done working out, you can get a cotton ball with some rose water and go in between your braids with that cotton ball. Boom, shakala, boom. You in there, right? So that's what I mean when I say use a cotton ball. I'm not like, use rose water. I'm not saying like, don't shampoo your hair. Instead of shampooing your hair, use rose water. Absolutely not. I'm never saying that. Can washing hair weekly, brushing my hair daily, and using scientific brushing every other day help decrease and remove dandruff from my scalp? No. once and for all. No. And I think this is most people's number one problem. We do not understand dandruff. Dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis is the same thing. Dandruff cannot be removed by a comb and brush. Y'all are not gonna like what I have to say right now, but one of the things across social media that makes my skin crawl more than anything is when I see Black women scraping dandruff off of their scalp. Dandruff is not dry scalp. Somebody please type this in the comments right now. Dandruff is not dry scalp. This is a fact. Dandruff is oily scalp. Dandruff is not dry scalp. Dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis are the same thing. Dandruff is a milder version of seborrheic dermatitis. Dandruff is a buildup of yeast and sebum within the sebaceous gland. Naturally, we all have yeast on the scalp. Naturally, we all have sebum coming out of the scalp, but Black women grease the scalp with highly comedogenic oils and butters. And even if you have an oil or a butter that is not comedogenic, meaning that it doesn't block the follicle, if you doing the Do Grow challenge, I hate it. I hate the Do Grow challenge with a passion. You know why? The Do Grow challenge helps Do Grow oil make a bunch of money. You know why? Because with the Do Grow challenge, y'all take a bottle of Do Grow oil and you squeeze it all over your head, and you gotta go, like, drip it. Do you understand that your hair follicles are microscopic? So if your hair follicle is microscopic, but you can see oil dripping and all over your scalp, your follicles are drowning. Drowning. Water is not comedogenic at all. Water doesn't clog your follicle, but water can block up your respiratory system. You can drown and lose your life in water. Even though water is non-comedogenic, water doesn't block the pores and the follicles. What is water? But you can drown in water. The same thing happens to the hair follicle. Yeah, almond oil. Yeah, Jamaican black castor oil. Yeah, all of these different oils are non-comedogenic, but if you doing the Do Grow challenge and you squeezing oil in between every braid to the point where it's dripping down your face or dripping in between your braids, your follicles are drowning, and down the line they will die. It is a fact. That's why over the years I'm like, don't put rose water in your scalp. You're killing yourself. You're killing the hair follicle. And I had so many women like, oh, you a bitch, oh, like calling me out of my name and all types of stuff because they were like, oh, it's too drastic. No, I was not being dramatic. No, I wasn't. Because now 3 years later, the follicle disorder of CCCA is dragging Black women, dragging them. Follicle death, scar tissue within the hair follicle. How do you think that happened? Because everybody's hair grows. So as you guys were doing all of this different stuff to the hair follicle, you were killing the hair follicle, cutting off oxygen flow. And as you cut off oxygen flow, scar tissue builds. And as that scar tissue builds within the follicle, it limits the time frame in the anagen phase of the hair growth cycle. It prevents the follicle from growing new hair growth cells. Why? Because the follicle is blocked. And it's full of scar tissue. That is what CCCA is. Follicles that have deteriorated and now full of scar tissue. From tight braids, from tight hairstyles, your crochet braids, your tight scarves, your tight weaves that you leave it in for too long. Them 9, 10, 11, 12 bundles you putting in your head, that's heavy. And after a while, it wears on the hair follicle. That pain that you feel when you get your hair braided and you pop that Tylenol to take the pain away, yeah, you don't feel the pain no more. But the follicle, that pain that you feeling is your follicle telling you, hey, girl, we about to detach ourselves from the hair follicle. You may want to stop. Hey, this hurts. hey, we building scar tissue, but you just go and take a Tylenol to block the pain out. And once the pain goes away, you keep it moving. Over time, your follicle builds scar tissue. That is what CCCA is. It's scar tissue within the hair follicle. See, and how do I explain to family members that keeping a 2-year-old hair braided often isn't good? Also, if they don't oil her scalp, they say it's dry. Listen, I'm sorry if this sounds bad, but I am past the phase in my life trying to talk people into doing stuff. There is nothing you can do. If I couldn't talk to hundreds and thousands of women, if I couldn't talk people, if I can't talk people, I have not been able to talk Black women into not greasing their daughter's scalp. I have not been able to talk Black women out of putting tight braids and beads and rubber bands in their daughter's hair. I haven't been able to do it. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I have no clue. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, babes. Rose water does wonders for my scalp when it's in braids. Yes, because rose water matches your scalp's natural pH level. So you can cleanse any little extra bacteria off with a cotton ball soap and rose water, and it will neutralize your scalp. It's like life. If you want some, I sell it on my website. So links in the description. I stopped piling my scalp, and let me tell you, dandruff is almost non-existent. That's what I'm saying. Listen, dandruff is oily scalp. Dandruff is overproduction of sebum and blocked follicles. That's why that's why you will have a bunch of flakes on your scalp. You go get them all scraped off, and then you go wash your hair, and then you grease your scalp again, and in a couple of days they right back. You know why? You just doubled up on it. Your scalp has an overproduction of sebum, and then you went and put more oil on there. What you are seeing as dry scalp is called skin cell turnover. Every 27 days, the skin cells on your scalp die off and then fall off and get washed away when you wash your hair, and it's falling off daily, like when you're combing your hair on a regular basis. But if you only finger detangling, you don't never see it. But if you are supposed to be that's supposed to be happening over every 27 days. But when you have dandruff, you have a sebaceous gland that is producing too much sebum, which in return is throwing off your skin cell turnover cycle. So instead of your hair follicles, instead of the dead skin cells falling off every 27 days, they falling off like every other day or every 2 days. That's why you go wash your hair, everything be good, and you oiling your scalp up like, well, I'm gonna put a bunch of oil on it so it won't get dry. And then in 2 days from the day you oiled your scalp, you got more flakes on it than you did before you washed it. Why? Because you're packing a already full follicle with more oil. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. Every Black woman that listens to me and stops greasing their scalp and follows my 7-day challenge, their dandruff is gone. Seborrheic dermatitis gone. No medication needed. No visits to the dermatologist. Nothing. Every woman who's taken my 7-day challenge and follows my directions, let's be clear, because everybody don't follow directions. Every woman who's taken my 7-day challenge and follows my directions and adds nothing additionally to the scalp, dandruff is gone. Seborrheic dermatitis gone. Plaque psoriasis, they notice with the change to their diet and with the change to their hair regimens, gone. Because all of these things are self-inflicted. CCCA, self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. Have a video coming tomorrow. How often can we use Olaplex 0 and 3? No, don't use it every wash day. Use it once a month. When we're talking about treatments, and I'm not being messed up, I'm not like saying it towards you. When you're using a treatment, especially if you don't have color treated hair, do it on skin cell turnover week. Do it once a month. Once a month. You're not giving yourself a treatment every single time you wash your hair. It's too much. It's too much. Like, do you shampoo your carpets in your house every time you vacuum your floor? Or do you just shampoo the carpets once a month or twice a month? Or do you, every time you pull out the vacuum cleaner, do you shampoo your carpet? No, you don't. You have a time frame where you do that. It's the same thing for Olaplex. Don't overdo it. That's how people end up getting damaged hair with Olaplex, because they overdo it. What you are saying is the reason why I have one more in 3 weeks in my life. I'm 41. My scalp cannot take the weight of the braids on my hair. Occasionally, I wear clip-ins because I can take them out. Yeah. And weaves, and then that's, everybody's different. Like, some people's scalp has different pressure points. For example, like a person with a very, very high sebum level, like myself, like I'm like you. I can have a weave in my head, but probably for 2 weeks. After that, it has to come out, because I have a very, very high sebum level and a very, very active sweat gland. So I sweat a lot in my scalp, and my scalp gets super oily. So it's like torture having weaves in my head for long periods of time. Well, what style am I? I don't understand your question. Please explain why when I curl my hair, strands from the root come out. Y'all. If you have a dog, you can see the way that the human hair growth cycle or the hair growth cycle works very well. Your dog, if you have a dog, you'll have hair everywhere. Why? Because you can clearly see a dog's natural hair growth cycle. Even though if you have a dog, there's hair all over your house. Do you see bald spots on your dog? Do you see any bald spots on your dog? Even though your dog, your cat, any type of animal sheds hair every freaking where, like, especially if you got like a husky. Do you see bald spots on the husky? No, you don't. The average person loses 50 to 150 strands a day. Listen, they're going to be different lengths. Like, the Team Natural community, and this is why I always bring it up, the Team Natural community has y'all so freaking critical of y'all hair and the way that it looks. Like, y'all look at how y'all see things at face value is something to determine the health of your hair. You're supposed to lose 55 to 100 strands of hair every single day. Some may be short pieces, some may come out, some may be longer pieces. Like, they're going to differentiate. It's going to be different. You need to remember your hair, the human hair growth cycle is 7 years. So these pieces and all of the follicles on your scalp are independent. Your follicles are not attached to each other. You have 100,000 follicles on your scalp. They all have different phone numbers. None of them have the same phone number. They all have different phone numbers. All right. So over a 7-year cycle, some of those hairs, if it's been a 7-year cycle, it will detach from the root and fall out. You're going to lose 55 to 100 strands of hair every single day. Stop getting freaked out when you see hair on the counter. If it's balls of hair, like clods, like you can hold hair right there, then we have a problem. You just seeing strands of hair on the counter? No. If you go talk to any woman who has extremely long hair, they have hair shed everywhere. It reminds me of, y'all know Tia and Tamara. They both have YouTube channels. Which, it don't matter. One of the sisters, she had 2 of her brothers on her show with her, on her YouTube channel with her, and she asked her brothers, like, what was the most memorable thing of our childhood that irritated you about me and our other sister? Like, talk about her twin sister. And they were both of the boys on cue were like, hair! There's hair everywhere! There was hair everywhere. Now, Tia and Tamara, all while we were all growing up, at least while I was growing up, their hair was as long as this, right? Women with longer hair shed hair all the time. There's hair everywhere. Shedding is normal, y'all. Stop doing that. Stop big chopping because, oh, my hair, the curl is wrong over here. Now I have to cut all my hair off. Stop. Stop all of it. That's how they was able to sell y'all hair growth products constantly, by telling you that your hair is damaged if your curls look different. So cut it all off and start over with a big chop. That's how they've been getting y'all bread, and they still get it. Well, what V style am I supposed to? Well, what V style am I supposed to keep my? I don't know, babe. I don't understand what you're saying. Dandruff is not your scalp. Thank you. What style am I supposed to sleep my hair in after I wash and condition it? After you wash and condition, before you wash and condition your hair, you're supposed to know how you're gonna style it. So don't wash your hair until you know what you're gonna do to it once it's dry. But automatically wash your hair, condition it, put some leave-in conditioner in your hair, blow dry your hair, and then style it in the way that you plan to style it before you wash it. That's all. Like there are thousands and hundreds of hairstyles, y'all. I don't understand. Like, do I have to pay $100 for this 7? Girl, yeah, you got to pay for it. Yeah, girl, they're free, girl. Hey, good afternoon. All right, so I'm going to. Oh wait. What you are saying is the Saying I never knew so many people dealt with seborrheic dermatitis until I went on the Reddit app. People put in coconut oil and so many other horrible things on the scalp. It's so sad. Listen, who told y'all to do it? I know y'all tired of hearing me say it, but I'm about accountability. I'm not trying to be anybody's favorite. I'm not trying to be anybody's friend. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to make people like me and for people, oh my God, Sam's my favorite person. She made me feel good. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to do the exact opposite. I'm here to trigger you. So you'll think about the stuff that you do before you do it. I don't care what nobody has to say in the comments. You know why? Every person who has a negative word to say about me has came back and been like, you know what, you right. I don't want to listen to you before, but you right. I want to listen to you before, but you right. All I did, instead of doing the stuff that I normally do this time, I just went ahead, use some shampoo, use some conditioner, rinse the conditioner out, spray some leave-in conditioner in, blow dry my hair, did my flat twist, went to sleep, woke up, took them out. It was amazing. And then I went through my day. When it was time for me to wash my hair, when it was time for me to go to bed, went ahead, flat twisted them back up, and wrapped my hair back up, went to sleep. Put a bonnet on, went to sleep. Laid on the satin pillowcase with no bonnet, went to sleep. It's just as simple as that. There's no, but everybody wants something to fix the things that they've been doing in the past. Put coconut oil on your hair. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. Anybody listening to the sound of my voice, you got a problem with, I don't care. Coconut oil is a 5+ on the comedogenic scale. You can make vegan chocolate with coconut oil. You can take coconut oil, mix it with cacao powder and some maple syrup, put it in the freezer, and it'll get hard as a rock. So what do you think is happening in the follicle? It's cutting off oxygen flow. And your hair feel good for a minute. It feel good for a minute, and then slowly but surely, because remember, most of the women who now have CCCA, years and years ago, was putting coconut oil and doing all the different stuff that y'all have been doing over the years. Everything works until it does not. That's the comment that I read at the very, very, very beginning. Everything works until it does not. And you have to just be cautious and think about your climate. For example, I'm in Vegas. It's 100 degrees on a regular. At nighttime, it be 90 degrees outside. If I go outside right now, after I'm sitting outside for 20 minutes, my boobies underneath gonna be soaking wet. I'll be dripping sweat. And so will my scalp. That's why in the summertime, I either have braids, or if I'm going outside, I'll like have a U-part wig on or something, because I'm washing my hair 2-3 times a day. I'm 2-3 times a day. 2-3 times a week sometimes. Sometimes. If it's super hot, like on the days that it's 100 plus, right? But then on a regular week, I'm washing my hair once a week. I'm listening to my body. We're not doing shortcuts. If your scalp is burning, tingling, and itching, which is the beginning stages of CCCA, which is the form of alopecia we're talking about tomorrow, the beginning stages of it is slight burning, itching, and tenderness. YouTubers tell you to go get some coconut oil, and if you have burning and itching and tingling in your scalp, to fill the follicle with oil. That is the fastest way to follicle death, because if your scalp is itching, burning, or tingling, or tender to touch, it is the beginning stages of follicle death. Something is already happening where your follicle is dying off and it can't get the right type of oxygen flow that it needs. So please explain to me how you are fixing a hair follicle that can't get proper oxygen flow by blocking this oxygen flow with coconut oil. Please explain. I'm not being combative. I challenge you to challenge the people who are telling y'all to breathe y'all scalp. The human body already has a sebaceous gland that produces sebum. I'm a scientist. If somebody watching this right now, if you have an oil that you know of that is more powerful and more potent than the oil that God made that's coming out of my scalp, oh baby, let me know. I would love to hear it. But I've yet to have anybody tell me anything. Coconut oil has nothing on the natural sebum coming out of my follicle. Nothing. Coconut oil has nothing on the sebum coming out of your follicle. So everybody who thinks that the Black woman needs to grease their scalp, I need you to challenge them on telling and ask them to explain to you what in coconut oil, what in avocado oil, what in Jamaican black castor oil, what in Blue Magic, what in all of these different scalp tonics that y'all buying online, what in it is more powerful than the natural sebum coming out of my scalp? And I can guarantee you, no one will be able to give you an answer. If they can give you an answer, oh my God, come back and tell me. I want to know. I don't understand. Please explain why when I comb my hair, strands from the root come out. Nothing. I think I already answered that. Nothing. You can't do anything. You're supposed to lose 55 to 100 strands a day. Nothing. You can't do anything to prevent that. Nothing at all. It's gonna be like that. Okay, yeah, I did this already. Sorry. Yes, air drying is. Listen, when people say it makes my skin crawl. Air drying in your hair is 10 times worse than blow drying your hair with a blow dryer. When you air dry, the human scalp has 100,000 follicles. Each follicle has anywhere between 1 to 4 strands, which means the average human being has anywhere between 100,000 to 400,000 strands of hair on their head. Each follicle is independent, and each follicle has its own set of 4 hair strands that have their own sets of hydrogen bonds, disulfide bonds, and salt bonds. And that means that all 100,000 to 400,000 strands of your hair are drying all at different times, all at different levels, all at different diameters, at different speeds, right? So then when your hair air dries, the hydrogen bond sets with no uniformity. The hydrogen bond breaks with water and it's reset, right? And once it's reset, it's dry. Once it's dry, it's reset. right? And once it's reset, it cannot be broken again unless done by water, right? So you style your hair and get it prepped for styling while it's wet. So if you let your hair air dry and then you go back and then try to comb through it and flat iron it, you are going to break it off. Why? The hydrogen bond is already set. So for you to comb through your hair and try to reset the hydrogen bond while it's already set is going to cause damage. Yes. Air drying your hair is 10 times worse than blow drying your hair. That's why when a woman who has been natural for 6-7 years hasn't touched a blow dryer and then she go into a hair salon, she got to have her hair cut off because she been air drying. And then after she air dries, she combed through her hair and she got a bunch of breakage. And it's been breakage over the last 7 years. And once the ends split, it keeps splitting up the hair shaft. Yes, 10 times worse. Two-strand flat twist, like as a that's not what I said. When I said two-strand twists were bad, I'm talking about if you waking up in the morning and this is a hairstyle. This is what I said. A twist here, a twist here, a twist here, and a twist here. Like you just walk around like this, like just full twist, and then that's not a hairstyle. Your hair doesn't have memory. You just walking around. A flat twist is an actual hairstyle. People get flat twist and then put in a ponytail or like flat twist up into a bun. That's an actual hairstyle. But you have to actually comb your hair, blow dry it, set the bond first. All right? Oh, come on. What do you put on your scalp? I don't know, babe. I can't really answer that question. I need way more information about you. I don't know. Info about the scalp care I read in Hype magazine when I was 11 is what you are saying today. Tried and true. Last time my scalp was greased was when my mama did it when I was 12. Exactly. If you have bald spots, like Miss Britt, do you like grease your scalp and stuff like that? What do you put on your scalp on a regular basis? I don't know. I don't know what you can do to fix it. I have to know what you did. I don't know. I can't answer those questions. I need more information about you. Coconut oil is bad. When I tried it years ago and I never used it again, saying I said they can have that. Get somebody else to do it. Yes, get somebody else to do it. Sorry, I meant is air drying worse or better than blow drying? Air drying is the worst thing you can do. I hate seeing people air dry their hair. I can't stand it. And that's not just for everybody. Especially people with naturally curly hair. You should never air dry. Like, what are you doing? But that's a whole nother story. My edges are the only part of my scalp I apply product to because I prefer the stick look. What can I use as an edge control that won't block the follicles? Like a foam wrap. Thank you so much for all this information. No problem. Hey, dude. No problem. Burning and itching in the scalp, you have a follicle infection. You should probably go see a dermatologist. Burning and itching in the scalp is the beginning stages of a really, really bad follicle infection. You need to go see a dermatologist. And you need to stop putting anything on your hair. Shampoo and condition your hair and do not put anything on your scalp. Just put leave-in. You can use leave-in conditioner on your hair. Don't grease the scalp. Don't oil the scalp. Nothing. I just want to thank you for all the knowledge. My hair was shot. I followed your directions and now it's beautiful. Yes, keep teaching. I'm listening and I'm learning the science and applying it. And I thank you. And I'm sorry if I seem like I'm getting irritated by some people's questions because I am. Like It's no super hack. There's no super peel. There's no super word or super alakazam, alakazoo. Spin around 3 times, spread coconut oil, and edges will come through. Like, there's no magic potion. There's no magic spell for it. You have to learn the science of your body and work with it. You have to detox the follicle of all of the things that you've done over the years, like the one who that's asking, like, what can you do to fix it? You have to undo everything that you've done over the years. Like, if your follicle, if your hair is dry and no sebum is coming out of your follicle, the follicle is blocked. That means something you've done down the line at some point in time has caused your follicle to be blocked. So you now need to unblock the follicle. So I'm not being rude, I'm not being disrespectful, but there's no like, oh, all you do is this. No, it's the same for everybody across the board. If something is going wrong with your body, for one, I can't help you. Like, if you just say, oh, this XYZ is happening to my body, what do I do? That's like going into a doctor's office and being like, oh, my back hurts, what do I do? They're going to have to run tests on you. They're going to have to take blood from you. They're going to take a urine sample. Sometimes, depending on what part of your body, they may take a stool sample. They want to look at your boo-boo. Like, they're going to need to know what you've been eating, what you've been ingesting, what environments you've been in, what you're breathing in. Like, I can't just help you by you just saying, oh, my hair is thinning, my scalp is burning, what do I do? It doesn't work like that. And I think that's why so many women have CCCA, because y'all been going on social media, like, asking these random girls, oh, what do I do for burning in my scalp? And they like put coconut oil on it, and then you go do it, and you're in a worse off situation, because that's bullshit. Nobody is going to be able to like just look at you and say, oh, if your scalp is burning, just put this oil on it. No. Because your scalp burning is the ending manifestation of a problem that is going on internally. So we need to first tackle the internal problem that led to the manifestation of the balding, the burning, the itching, the bumps, and all of that different stuff. Okay. And it's not a hair product that's going to fix it. It's you changing your body from the inside that's going to fix it. CCCA is a form of alopecia, and I'm going to talk about it in the video tomorrow. So just make sure. I swear to God, I swear to God. Listen, I swear to God, my eyes just stopped working. I swear to God, like. We got folks, let me see. I'm going to show y'all so y'all won't think I'm bullshit. So y'all won't think I'm being extra. Look. Without showing y'all my bit. No, I can't. It ain't no way I can show y'all without showing my business. We almost got, I'll take a screenshot and then X everything out, and I'll put it on the community page. We got almost 4,000 new people. So I know y'all don't know me like that. I know some of y'all. Give me a 2 if you came from the blue tea video. Give me a 2 if you came from the blue tea video, please. Can we please? Because if you came from the blue tea video, then you need to know me. We need to get to know each other. You don't know me like that. And we need to get to know each other. We go together now. Just give me a 2 if you came. Please. God damn it. If it don't say that it's for hair, please don't put it in your hair. Stop trying to be burritos, okay? Nacho Bel Grande Supreme, okay? This is not the dentist's office. No. Do not put Listerine in your freaking hair. Literally, that right there is why most Black women have CCCA and different forms of alopecia. That right there. Like, what? My love, I don't even want you entertaining thoughts like that. Like, if it's toothpaste, no. Answer that question for yourself. Don't even, don't even entertain stuff like that. Absolutely not. Listerine on the scalp. And this is the thing. The women who are telling y'all to put Listerine on your scalp, the women who are telling y'all to do all this stupid stuff are women who do not wash their freaking hair. And they have bacteria infections and yeast infections of the scalp. So they use stuff like freaking that because it's really good at killing bacteria. You know what else kills bacteria? Shampoo. Shampooing your hair on a regular basis, you will not have inflammation and follicle infection. Oh my God. I love y'all so much. I'm not trying to be rude. That question, not you. That question is why I'm no longer doing one-on-one consultations. I mentally cannot. I mentally can't do it. Like, I've been having these conversations with y'all for like at least the last 5 years. My brain, I literally mentally cannot do it. Sorry, I meant to ask this. I'm balding at the crown. Also, these raised scabs seem to go deep into the scalp. My dermatologist gave me a topical steroid. How long did you use it though? How long did you use it? And I'm not being disrespectful, Miss Brenda. I'm really not. But this is why I don't do consultations anymore. Most of the consultations that I have women who have the issue that you have. They went to a dermatologist to give them a topical cream and an antibiotic steroid, and they said it didn't work, so they stopped using it. Most likely, the bacteria infection that you have in your follicle came from years and years and years of product buildup within the scalp. And now the bacteria has overgrown within the follicle and it is taking control. Now the bad bacteria is overrun. The good bacteria in your follicles is overrun by the bad bacteria. So a dermatologist will suggest topical treatments to y'all or internal treatments and different stuff that you're supposed to take. And if it doesn't give you instant gratification, you stop taking it. There is nothing that I can tell you deeper than what that dermatologist told you. I say this all the time, and it's not just so I don't get sued. I am not more knowledgeable than your dermatologist. I'm not. Your dermatologist went to medical school. I stopped at medical school. I said, I don't want to do all of that. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go into herbalism and trichology. Trichology only took 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's it. Cosmetology took me 2 years. I've been studying herbalism for like 7. The reason that I'm no longer doing one-on-one consultations is because the majority of the women who book one-on-one consultations with me have already been to a dermatologist, already have a prescription, and most likely, if you went to a dermatologist and you have a prescription, they gave you a scalp biopsy. If a dermatologist does a scalp biopsy, that means that they took a piece of your scalp, put it under an electron microscope, and they looked the bacteria that's in your follicle in the face. And the medicine that they prescribe to you is killing that live bacteria within the follicle. So if you stop using it before the bacteria is dead, then the bacteria is just going to keep re-amplifying itself. And guess what? If you start using it and you stop, you started killing the bacteria a little bit, right? But then when you stopped, all the bacteria wasn't dead. So the bacteria got stronger. It got stronger and it learned how to morph a little bit to evade the next time that you come with something to kill it. You have live organisms within the hair follicle. I love you so much, babe. Like, I'm not being rude, but this is why I no longer do consultations, because I feel like I'm part of the problem. Like, if women can be like, okay, I ain't listen to my dermatologist, I'm gonna just go talk to Sin, I'm fucking up the game. I'm messing stuff up. No, if you've already seen a dermatologist, don't ask me nothing. I don't know more than that dermatologist. And just because your dermatologist is not a Black woman does not mean that they don't know how to treat your scalp. The only difference between a Black scalp and a white scalp is the size of the follicle. and the size of the follicle determines the speed in which the sebum is able to travel down the hair shaft. And guess what? The sebum don't travel down the hair shaft by itself. It's combed now. People with naturally straight hair or naturally wavy hair, it's easier. Their practices are easier to get their hair in the state that can be combed. Black people want to argue about whether or not our hair should be curly or straight, so it's hard for the sebum to get from root to ends, which makes our hair weaker and more prone to breakage. You know why? Sebum is the reinforcer. Sebum is the thing on the follicle that makes your hair shaft strong and less prone to breakage. A hair shaft that's covered in sebum cannot be broken as fast as one that's covered in the lock method with a whole bunch of different products. It's not. A hair shaft that's layered in products is 10 times weaker. You know why? It's heavy. Each follicle has got loads and loads and loads of product on it and no sebum. You know where the sebum is? The sebum is stuck in the hair follicle. You know why? Because you put a whole bunch of products on top of it, on top of the follicle. So how can the sebum get out? That's where seborrheic dermatitis comes from y'all blocking the follicle to the point where the sebum can't come out. So if the sebum can't come out, where is it going? It's staying in there. And then what happens? You have an overproduction of sebum, too much sebum within the hair shaft, so dandruff comes up. And then the more you have dandruff, the drier your scalp looks, the more oil you put on, and then your dandruff turns into seborrheic dermatitis. And then your seborrheic dermatitis get too much, you go to the doctors, you don't want to listen to the doctors, you go to somebody else that tell you to use some oil, you put more oil on it, and it goes from seborrheic dermatitis to a form of scarring alopecia that you can now never get rid of. That's how it goes. I love y'all, but what is CCCA? Video coming tomorrow. So if you want to know what CCCA is, make sure you are in the live, well, not live, that you watch the video that's going up tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow around 3 o'clock. Over. And you use Listerine. Like, y'all be acting like crackheads. That's some crackhead stuff. Everybody got from the D. Everybody got crackheads in their family. In my grandma's house, it was a bunch of crackheads right across the street. My daddy, mama. I'm a mix of the east side and the west side. My mama was a west side girl. My daddy was the east side. My daddy went to Kettering. Because my grandma's house is right down the street. Now I'm talking it was a whole house right across the damn street from my grandma's house. They used to be selling butt in the ice cream truck. I used to be like, I want some ice cream. My cousin was like, girl, it ain't no ice cream. It's some ice cream in the truck. All right, it ain't the type of ice cream. All the places is the bomb, and sometimes the truth hurts doing great. But I love this. Okay, first things first. Hi, Sam. Hey, love you. And I've watched you for over 7 years. Hi, babe. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate my OGs because some of y'all be real funny style. Like, it's a bunch of y'all back now in the streets like, oh, see, your hair cool. Oh, you did know what you was talking about. Shut your ass up. Give it to yourself. I've always known what I was talking about, sucker. I said thanks to you. My hair has gone from strand to strand. You help me hold myself accountable for my overall health. Thank you. It is my pleasure. See, that's what I'm not here to be nobody's friend. I'm here so the next time you decide that you're going to use some co-washing conditioner, I want you to hear my voice in the back of your head. Like, do you co-wash your ass? If you don't co-wash your ass, why are you co-washing your hair? And all while you co-washing, you're going to be like, man, whatever. She don't know what she's talking about. This junk is cool. It worked. And then right when you finish co-washing, you're going to be laying there and your scalp going to be itching. And in the back of your head, you're going to be thinking, maybe it ain't clean. Maybe she is right. And my voice just going to be in your head. Do you co-wash your hair? Do you co-wash your hair? Do you co-wash your hair? So stop co-washing your hair. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be nobody's friend. My question is a bit personal, but I've been diagnosed with lupus this summer. and I'm looking at your website for herbs and minerals to help my body more than my hair. I want to try Butterfly PT. Email me. That's a little, again, even though I want to tell you stuff, you know how people are nowadays. I'm short. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm not trying to get licenses taken from me and stuff. I can't really answer that question, right? I can't. Is it okay to wear protective styles, braids, sew-ins, wigs, back to back? Nope. I have a pixie cut and I'm trying to grow my hair out, but I don't really know how to style my hair this shit. No, don't do it back to back. So if you are my client, I tell all my clients that I do the same thing, which is why I don't really do weaves. Like, this is the you part, right? This is the you part. So I don't really do weaves for that reason, right? So when it comes to protective styles, if you are going to do a sew-in, you need to be mentally prepared to take it out within a certain time. And you need to have maintenance practices together, right? So if you get a sew-in, we're not leaving the sew-in in for 6 months. We're not leaving. Yes, women do it. Yes, I did hair for over a decade. Yes, women leave it in longer than 6 months. We're not doing that. We're going to leave the weave in for, like, I would tell my clients 2 months tops. I can never really go over 3 weeks, but 2 months tops. And then in between that time, you need to still make sure that you are shampooing your hair. And every 28 days, your skin cell turnover cycle is happening, whether your hair is in a weave or not. Whether your hair is in a weave or not, your natural skin cell turnover cycle is happening. So every 28 days, the hair needs to be washed. I don't care what is being done to your hair. I don't care what type of style you got. I don't care if you got locks. I don't care what you have. Every 28 days, your hair needs to be washed, period. I would say it needs to be washed more than that, but for a definite fact, every 28 days. So that is why any type of protective style, I honestly feel like if you go longer than 30 days with it, it's no longer a protective style. Your hair now needs protection from the protective style after that first 28 days. So, like I said, I would just be really cautious. If you are going to have a weave, just make sure that in between you are checking up on your hair. And honestly, for you, if you are OG to my channel, or maybe not, I used to have a very, very short pixie cut. I miss it very much. I miss it all the time. I think I look really hot with short hair, but I grew my hair out from a short, relaxed pixie, and I did not have wigs and I definitely didn't do weaves all the time. And if I did anything, I did like U-part wigs. And I would prefer you to do like glueless wigs over you doing actual weaves, because right now your follicle is really like, I don't want to say it's not weak, but it's not used to holding weight because you've been wearing it in a short pixie cut, right? So I really think it's a good idea for until your hair is at a length where it can be braided safely without you like struggling to braid it and stuff. I would say like just stick to your U parts, or not U parts, like headband wigs. Like just try headband wigs over weaves and extensions. I really think you should put the least amount of tension and weight on the hair follicle when your hair is shorter. You want to wait until your hair has like more to hold on to. You know what I mean? More wiggle room, if that makes sense. I feel like I have to do another big chop. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Big chops are the big chop is one of the things that has screwed y'all in the butt with no lube for years. Just imagine, most of y'all, when y'all do big chops, y'all chopping about 10 inches off, about 8-9 inches off. If you've done a big chop 3 times and you've chopped 10 inches off, 10 3 times is 30. You've grown over 30 inches of hair and you've cut it all off. Imagine if you would have just gave yourself a repair, did a repair, got your ends trimmed, maybe got a layered cut to get rid of some of the damage, and then just kept growing it out. You do not need to big chop. Stop cutting all your hair off. I hate it. I hate it so much. Stop doing that. Again, that's how they were able to sell you products. If y'all keep big chopping, what that mean? That means y'all gonna keep needing what? Hair growth serums, hair growth products to make y'all hair grow faster. Why? Because you keep doing big chops. Stop cutting all your damn hair off. Stop doing that. No, stop doing that. Absolutely not. No, don't do no more big chops. No more. No more. Yeah, that's... Yes, my daddy lived right down the street from Denby. Yeah. The ghetto. That's why when people be like, why I seem so high strung? My daddy's from the ghetto. From the ghetto. And my mama just bougie ghetto. But they bougie ghetto though. They bougie ghetto. You can't tell from looking at them. They dress it up real nice. That's kind of how West Side is. West Side be like, I'm ghetto, but no, I'm not ghetto. No, I'm not. And then it just flip real quick like they got better poker face. East Side, like, hell yeah, ghetto, my man. I love to fight. My middle name's Scrap. What up? Like, that's not everybody. I know a couple soft East Side people, but for the most part, that's how. From previous question, he told me I had seborrheic dermatitis. I used this for years and it kept coming back, but I have a confession. I scratched at the scabs when they started to come off. And what do you put on your scalp? What do you put on your hair? What do you use on your hair? Please be honest with me. What do you put on your scalp on a daily basis or weekly basis? What do you put on your scalp? After you wash it, what do you put on your hair? I wash for her energy, not her information. Oh, you like my energy? Do you? Do you like that? I start watching you when you cut between Lady Raven's hair. Yeah, I love Raven and I miss them. Thank you. I miss my short hair so much though. My derm did ask me how often I wash my hair. Question: are you saying that I should take my test out every night and redo them? Huh? Don't get mad at me, boo, but I can't give you a consultation right here on the YouTube, like, in front of everybody with the people. Like, I love you so much, but like, I love you so much, but I don't do consultations no more. And right now, Brenda, I love you so much, Brenda Smith, but right now you're trying to get me to do like a free one-on-one consultation, like here on YouTube in front of the whole church. And I don't do one-on-one consultations no more. And I love you. I'm sorry. Please don't get mad at me. Don't get mad. Like, I'm just like, this is Q&A, but it ain't CNA. Like, consult and answer. Like, it's not like just a question. Like, you're supposed to like ask one question, like, hey, like, what type of tweezers do I use if I got hair growing out of one of my nipples? Like, something like that. Like, what you asking is like a whole, and then listen, Brenda, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I love you so much. The lock method is why you have seborrheic dermatitis. I love you so much. Please hear me. This is why I don't do consultations anymore. All of the team natural practices have led you to the scalp disorder that you have. The reason that you have seborrheic dermatitis is because you do the lock method. You use a liquid, an oil, and a cream on your hair shaft. And guess what? The human hair shaft can only absorb 60, not 60, I'm sorry, that's the scalp. The human hair shaft can only absorb 36% of whatever you put on it. 36%. So your hair shaft is not absorbing 36% of the liquid, the oil, and the cream. No, 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 no. Your hair shaft is only absorbing 36% of the liquid. After you have the liquid on your hair shaft, that oil and the cream just sit on the hair shaft, and guess where it goes? Directly to the scalp. And then you lay on it, because after you put the liquid, the oil, and the cream on, you put a scarf on, and then you lay down. You lay on this side, you lay on this side, you lay on the back, you lay like this. And where does all of that liquid, oil, and cream go? Because remember, your hair shaft can only absorb 36%. I'm sorry, 32 to 36%. And it's only absorbing 32 to 36% of the first product you put on there, which is the leave-in conditioner, which means the oil and the cream were never absorbed into the hair shaft. They just sit right on top of the hair shaft, and it's going into your pillows or your scalp. That's why you have seborrheic dermatitis, because you keep doing the lock method. Your hair can only absorb 36%. So the rest of everything went directly to the scalp and directly to the follicle, and the follicle is now blocked. Sebum cannot get out, and neither can any of the acid that is in the scalp, which is why you have seborrheic dermatitis. Your dermatologist gave you something to kill the bacteria, but you put that topical treatment on the scalp, and then you turned around and did the lock method. So guess what? That topical treatment can't do anything. Why? Because it has to fight through the liquid, the oil, and the cream that you put on the hair that have now transferred to the scalp. I love you so much. This is why I don't do one-on-one consultations anymore, because we have to get to a place where we are okay throwing away everything we learned before. The things that I teach cannot be combined with Team Natural Hacks. They cannot, and they will not. They cannot, and they will not. If you want to cure follicle infections, you have to stop packing the hair shaft full of products, because the products is what caused the seborrheic dermatitis in the first place. Seborrheic dermatitis is an overproduction of oil, and it is an overproduction of things within the follicle. See, seborrheic dermatitis is a blocked hair follicle. It's a blocked sebaceous gland. The sebaceous gland is blocked by the lock method. Y'all, like, come on. I love you. I'm not being funny, Miss Brenda. Like, I'm just like, it's the lock method. That's why I asked, like, what have you been doing? When you shampoo your hair, add your conditioner, put the topical treatment on your scalp that the dermatologist gave you, and walk away. Oh, I'm sorry. Spray a leave-in conditioner, a leave-in conditioning spray. Just spray it on your hair. Put the topical treatment that your dermatologist gave you, and walk away. Put your twist in, walk away. That's it. The lock method is bullshit. It was made up by a random girl on YouTube. That's what got you messed up. Stop doing that. You've never been to a real hair salon and seen one cosmetologist do no lock method, nothing. You know how expensive hair products are? I'm not using no oil, no liquid, no cream, no butter, no apple juice on my client's hair at one time. My hair is super fragile and soft. Will Olaplex be too tough? No, but you need to. Why is your hair fragile and soft? Neither can it's true. How long does hair stay hydrated after a wash? Your hair doesn't hold water. Hair itself holds no water. You hydrate your hair from drinking water. You want to stay hydrated? Go like this. And you get hydration from H2O, from water. But did you know there's something called H3TO? H3TO? That is the type of water that fruits and vegetables hold. It's the same type of water, but it's thicker and it lasts in the body longer. If you want your hair to stay hydrated, drink water. You want your hair to stay hydrated, eat fruits and vegetables like nobody's business, and your hair will stay hydrated. Your hair does not stay hydrated from an outside source. It stays hydrated from the inside. From the inside of the follicle down to the cortex of the hair shaft. It does not happen on an external level. So if you want your hair to stay hydrated, you have to drink a crap load of water, and you have to have a healthy diet that is rich in H3TO, which is the type of water that is held within fruits and vegetables. All right. Let me know if y'all want a video on that, because I'll give you one. So I can just only use one product after washing, like Camilla Rose, almond gel, and that's it. If that's what you want to use, my love, you can. But I don't do. Okay, Brenda, I love you so much, Brenda, but I can't no more, because like I'm not being rude, but like you have to get your mind out of the stuff that you hear on social media and actually pick up a book. I'm not being rude. I really mean like pick up a book, learn about the human scalp, learn about the human hair shaft, because you follow social media trends and you just read all the stuff you see. Olaplex broke your hair off. It doesn't make sense. Olaplex builds bonds. Your hair is made up of 3 bonds: the disulfide bond, the salt bond, and the hydrogen bond. Olaplex is a bond multiplier, so it can't break your hair. I love y'all, Brenda. I love you so much, but I'm about to end the line, Brenda, because I'm getting stressed out. Like I love y'all, but I can't. Like mentally, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I love y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here. Here we gonna go. Cause I love y'all, but I can't answer Team Natural. Like I can't entertain Team Natural questions like the lock method and what do I do? Like no. That's not what I'm here for. If you want to reset, no, you fine. If you want to reset your hair growth cycle, if you need something new from beginning to end, if you want to unlock everything, my 7-day hair growth challenge breaks down everything that you need to know. Literally, it gives you the most simplistic routine to follow. And if you follow the routine within the 7-day challenge, you will be gravy trained. I break down everything that you need to know right in there, boo. You do not have to be sorry. Everything is good. But mentally, I'm just being honest. Like mentally, I can't. I love y'all so much, but mentally, it's a lot. Like mentally. Hey, Jazz. Mentally, because I feel like I'm stuck in a time warp. Like imagine this. Like just put yourself in my shoes. I'm not mad. We got to move on. Just put yourself in my shoes. Like you spend your life learning the real science of hair, but then you spend like 5-6 years explaining that to people and arguing with people about it and stuff. And like now I don't want to go back and forth. Like I don't. I love y'all. I love you, but I can't. Like my brain is shutting down. I could feel it like shutting down right now. Cause I'm like back in the time warp from before. Like if it has the word method on it, I don't subscribe to it. If it's food, if you can eat it, I don't agree with you putting it in your hair. If it can go in your body, I don't agree with putting it in your hair. If you can use it to brush your teeth or to gargle with, like Listerine, I don't agree with putting it in your body. If you can use it to on your hair. If you can use it to unclog a blocked up sink, I do not recommend you putting it in your hair. Okay, I love y'all so much, but like mentally, I cannot. Hey girl. I did the lock method for maybe closer to 3 years. So upset. But you can't be mad at nobody but yourself though, sis. Cause Do you do that to your skin? Do you use 3 layers of products on your skin? How would your skin feel if you put a thick thing of, and this is what I challenge every woman to do. Whether you listen to me or not, it really doesn't mean me, no, never mind. Every product that you put in your hair, I want you to, in one sitting, take it, don't put it in your hair, just squirt it in your hand and look at it. I guarantee you, if you do the lock method, just you be doing the lock method, adding a liquid, a oil, and a cream to every little piece of your hair as you twist it. Imagine, why don't you just take the palm of your hand, go like this, and spray everything. Spray the amount that you spray on that one piece of hair, put it in the palm of your hand. And then the amount of cream that you're going to put on that one piece of your hair, put it in the palm of your hand. Liquid, oil, and cream. And the amount of oil that you're going to put on there, put it in the palm of your hand. And just keep doing it. And watch, at the end of it, the amount that you will put all over your whole head, watch it be falling over and falling all on the floor. If you would take the amount of hair, the amount of products that y'all use for the lock method and put it in a little bowl or put it in this cup, it'll fill this cup up halfway. And y'all putting that in y'all hair every day and then wondering why y'all got seborrheic dermatitis and different forms of scarring, alopecia. Hey, baby. I love you more, baby. I think where people use the treatment like Olaplex and their hair breaks off is because they didn't follow the instructions or even read the instructions. Exactly. Everybody who has a problem with Olaplex are the same people who were sleeping in Olaplex. The same lock method that y'all be doing, y'all do the lock method with Olaplex. The same, I can't think of it, where y'all sleep with a stocking cap on y'all head. Y'all was doing that with Olaplex and then being like, oh, my hair broke off, because Olaplex is a molecule. You don't sleep in molecules. Y'all don't read. That's why Olaplex was breaking people's hair off. Because my hair needs so much to hydrate, the lock method seemed like it was working at first. If your hair needs a lot to hydrate, you're doing something wrong on the inside of your body. For example, if your skin, if you start having dry patches all over your face and all over your skin, and is that something from the outside or is that something going on the inside of you? You know for a fact your dermatologist is going to tell you that's something on the inside. Your hair is made in your gut. So why would you tackle the problems that's going on with your hair from the outside? Not sleeping. Yes, people sleep in Olaplex all the time. It's all across social media. Type in the bagging method. Where's my phone? That's all you see. All it is a bunch of different ways, bagging methods, sleeping in Olaplex overnight. Like, it's all over YouTube. And I love y'all, but that's annoying to me too, because every time some people do stuff, it be viral. Everybody do it. And then when I say something about it, people be like, what? People was doing that? What? They was putting coochie cream on their hair? People was using Monistat? It's like, stop playing with me. You can go on YouTube right now and search Monistat for hair growth, and it was the hot thing. Monistat was before rice water. Why we doing that? I'm about to take this wig off right here on the screen. My hair already blown out. I just don't want y'all to judge me. Everything works until it don't. The lock method, listen, even the girls who taught y'all the lock method don't do the lock method no more. Most of the girls who taught y'all the lock method got hydro fatigue from doing the lock method and cut all their fucking hair off. They was talking about, it's time for a change. No, they got hydro fatigue. Their hair was breaking off from teaching y'all to do the lock method and doing it too. Now all y'all hair broken off and y'all don't know what to do. But now all of the same women who taught y'all to do the locking method and the bagging method in the first place, they all going to hairstylists now. They all go to hairstylists and cosmetologists now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Hair doesn't hydrate. Oh, it dries. That's what you be wanting. Oh my God. Hair doesn't hydrate. You have to. Hair does not hold water within itself. If you want to hydrate your body, you have to drink your water. Or you have to eat fruits and vegetables that hold H3O. I couldn't get it out. Lord, has anyone heard about Sally's Bomb Bar? Is supposed to be a knockoff of Olaplex. Listen, stop. Sally's ain't got no Olaplex nothing. Okay, it's knockoff nothing. No, there will never. Olaplex is a patent molecule. Olaplex is a patent molecule. You cannot. How? No, it's not a knockoff. Sally's, no. Stop it. We're not talking about that today. I must have an identifying medical condition because I eat and drink pretty healthy. But how are your hair practices? The things that are healthy to you may not be healthy. A lot of times that's people's problems. Like, you think you do everything right, but then if you were to give me a list of what you do about your hair from wash day to wash day, and what you eat on a regular basis, and what you're putting on the scalp, I bet money I can pinpoint the problem. So a lot of times you think you're doing everything right, but you're really not. My hairstylist laughed at the natural hair removal. I know she did. We all do. And it's like you laugh out of irritation. There's really nothing else you can do. And then it's like you got all of your clients arguing with you about stuff that they've seen online, which is why I'm no longer doing one-on-one consultations. I love y'all so much. I did not leave the hair industry because I don't like hair. I left the hair industry because of women. Women don't listen, and I can't. Like, it's stressing me out. I should not be stressed out when I'm at home in my drawers. For us new ones, what do I do when my hair is dry? If your hair is dry, it's time for you to unblock your hair follicle. If your hair is dry, that means that somehow your hair follicle is blocked and the natural sebum cannot flow out of the scalp to hydrate your hair. That's it. That's all. You need a different hair practice, a different hair routine. Most likely your hair follicles are blocked from things that you've done in the past. So you need to change your whole routine, detoxify your scalp from the inside out, and then start a whole new hair regimen, not including none of the things that you used to do. Stop greasing the scalp, stop putting oils on the scalp, stop putting butters and stuff on the scalp altogether, and you'll be straight. I guarantee you, if y'all go up to find a woman with the longest hair that you've ever seen in your life, with the most healthy hair that you've ever seen in your life, and ask her what she put on her scalp, she's going to tell you nothing. She's going to tell you she don't do nothing but shampoo, condition, and blow dry her hair with a leave-in conditioner, and then probably a serum or something like that on her hair to protect it. That's it. That's all. I'll listen to you if you do my hair. I love you, but I quit. Listen, I am free. I love you, boo, but I am free. That's like being locked in the penitentiary for how long was that? 15 years. I did here 15 years. That's like being locked in the penitentiary for 15 years and getting set free. And they're like, hey, I'll listen to you real good if you come back to the pen. If you come back to the pen and do my hair, like, girl, I ain't coming back there. I know it's nice and stuff. And I know I was a hairstylist in jail and I was a good one, but I'm not coming back to the pen just because you want your hair done. I love you, but no, I am free. Girl, I cannot do it. I did it for 15 years. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I think you said you would listen to me now, but if you got there with me, I would have you throw away every product that you have. Everything, and you would only have a serum at home and a shampoo and conditioner. I love y'all so much. but I can't do it. I'm free now. I have been set free. I can't go back. I cannot love you. Hey, learning a good technique of scientific calming. Yeah, yeah, and it's just that's it. Just. I love y'all. Okay, let me make sure I got all the questions on this. Y'all can ask questions if y'all have a couple. Oh, somebody said how to grow hair, reduce breakage while wearing natural hair under wig. Now, if you're talking about wearing natural hair, like for one, oh, y'all not gonna like what I gotta say. And I'm sorry if you don't like it, what I'm about to say now. I don't think y'all gonna like it, but I'm sorry. I don't know. I think the number one thing that y'all need to stop doing is about, oh, my natural hair. Oh, natural hair. Stop saying that. Like, if it grows out of your follicle, it's natural. You may have alchemized it. Like if you change the chemical makeup of it for a second, like and you took some of the protein out to make it a little more manageable for you, to make it a little straighter. But whether your hair is relaxed or straightened, it's still your natural hair. So that has nothing to do with anything. The amount of protein that you have within your hair shaft has nothing to do with the health of your hair. Absolutely nothing to do with the health of your hair. So as it pertains to what to do to your hair under a wig, your hair needs to be taken care of before the wig goes on. Forget the wig. Forget the wig. On wash day, your hair needs to be properly washed, properly conditioned, properly detangled before it's washed and conditioned, blow dried, braided, then the wig is applied. And before you put the wig on your hair, before you wash your hair, you need to figure out what am I doing to my hair, and when am I taking it down? And when am I doing something different? Wearing wigs every day is not gonna work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. What would happen to your face if it stayed covered 24/7? Like, what would happen to any other part of your body, like staying covered 24/7? No, it's never something that we're supposed to do on a regular basis. So the best way to retain length while you're wearing wigs is taking the wigs off at night, undoing the braids, combing your hair. And when I say undoing the braids, I'm only saying undo the braids if you're a person who put like 3 dookie braids in your hair. You can undo them 3 dookie braids and comb your hair. But if you do a full braid down, right? If you blow dry your hair, do a full braid down, you don't have to take that out until like your next wash day. If I do a braid down under my wig, which I have not today, give me a 5 if y'all want to see me take this down and comb my hair and show y'all what I'm talking about. But whenever I do braid downs under like wigs like this, the first thing that I do every single time, I make sure I take this wig off and I make sure that I comb my hair out all the way. But you don't just take the wig off and then just have the 4 little dookie braids under there and then just keep it moving. Like, you want to make sure that your hair is properly prepared before and after the wig is applied. Don't just like put the wig on and that's it. All right. What's free? I'm confused. What happened? Do you believe length can be retained wearing your hair down every day and never protective styling? Yeah, what? That's a crazy question. Most of the women with the longest hair on the planet never do protective styling. Listen, I like wearing your natural hair more than I like protective styling, because your versions of protective styling are not protective. Your versions of y'all do. Don't judge me. Y'all versions of protective styling is not protective styling. Like, it's not. It's just simply not protective styling. It's just simply not. Men actually do not like wigs. Well, this is the thing. I don't really care about that. That doesn't have anything to do with me. And I have a whole husband. I've been married for 13 years. And I don't really think that's true. I think men don't like wigs that look dusty. I don't really think they care. I think men just want you to look presentable. I don't really think men care that much. I don't. My husband doesn't really do that. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could say if my husband had a preference, he would probably prefer. He definitely prefers. So I take it back. Sorry. I probably did answer your question, but I don't know which one it was you have to. My take on relaxers and health issues is people, first of all, women love the whole fibroids thing with relaxers, but the fibroids that are in the Black community are not just coming from relaxers. It has a lot to do with the way that people eat. That's one of the number one causes of fibroids and stuff like that. And then as it pertains to relaxers, what people need to do, everybody who has heard anything about relaxers causing cancer and all of this stuff, I need y'all to actually go read the study. Stop believing stuff that y'all just see on social media and actually go and read the studies that they're talking about. And when you read the studies, they are specifically talking about women who are doing relaxers at home themselves. They are not talking about relaxers done in a salon by professional cosmetologists. And I also I'm irritated by the conversation because Black women are so easily manipulated. Every time you go on social media, on YouTube, they have different as the lawyers are paying YouTube and whatever other social media platform for ads. That's why it's the first thing you see as soon as you sign on everywhere. The first thing you see is them talking about relaxers causing cancer. Why? Because they're paying for the ads. But what y'all don't know is relaxers is the form of a chemical service that Black women use. There are 50 million other forms of chemical services that are even worse than relaxers that other races of women use. But you want to know the difference? Other races of women are not doing those forms by themselves. They're going to see professionals. So they're not having the same amount of breakage as Black women are having, and they're not having the type of scalp issues that Black women are having. Why? Because they're not doing it at home themselves. They're not damaging their hair follicles in the same way. I need y'all to start doing y'all freaking research because these people make fools out of y'all. They make y'all be looking so crazy. Y'all know these doctors that are doing this thing like, oh, relaxers are causing cancer. They suing, winning millions of dollars, and the women that got them the millions in the first place getting $20-$30 checks. I know a girl that went all hard all over her social media. Oh, I'm suing for relaxers. Her ass got $30. A $30 check. Meanwhile, the person who's suing everybody getting $2-3 million. Why? Because Black women are so easily to manipulate. Why? Because Black women don't really like each other. So the first time Black women get a chance to put other Black women down, they take it. But y'all making yourself look stupid because the relaxers, the thing about relaxers causing cancer is only with box relaxers. Yo, just for me, yo, motions for kids, dark and lovely. Those, that's what's causing cancer, baby. Not a firm, not Mazzani, not professional grade relaxers, the relaxers that y'all doing at home yourself. That's what's causing cancer, my baby. Relaxers ain't causing cancer. I'm sorry. Men like weaves that look nice. Exactly. My husband don't. If a man don't know that it's a wig, then how would he know? How would he know? My hair will not stay in a twist with just leave-in conditioner only. Brenda, my love, I love you so much, but that's why I can't do one-on-one. It's like I can't. Yes, it will. You're doing something wrong if it won't. I love you, but you doing something wrong if it won't. I did hair for 15 years. I've had over 50,000 clients. On all 50,000 of my clients, I've only used shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, blow dried their hair, styled it. If I use the heat tool, I only spray a thermal heat protector as I use a flat iron, and then that's it. The only time I use a serum afterwards is if they have frizzy hair. So for 15 years, I don't give a damn what her race is. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Samoan. It does not matter. I am using shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, blow drying their hair, a thermal heat protectant if I'm using it, a thermal heat protectant if I'm using heat, and a serum if I'm braiding. That's it. That's all. If I'm doing the twist out, I spray a leave-in conditioner and then I use a mousse, twist their hair, put them under the dryer, undo the twist, style their hair, and then they leave. And when they go home, they're directed to twist their hair like I put it every night before they go to bed and untwist it in the morning. That is it. That's all. If y'all don't want to listen to what I have to say, that's it. I don't have anything extra to give you. If your response is, oh, well, that don't work for me if I don't do, I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to tell you. I have had over 50,000 clients doing the same pattern on every race of woman that I have ever came into contact with. And all of their hair turned out beautifully. Products do not determine how your hair turns out. It is your patterns and your routines, my love. There's nothing else that I can say. If you don't feel like the things that I've said thus far is going to work for you, then they just not going to work. That is it. That's all. I love you, but that's why I'm not doing one-on-one consultations, because I do not have the mental capacity to go back and forth with y'all about stuff. I don't. I love y'all so much, but I love y'all, but no, like I can't do it. I can't. I love you. Hey. Okay? Hey. I know I'm an OG because Stan has made several videos already on the questions being asked, and I love sharing the same knowledge. Listen, I've been talking about this for years, Michaela. For years. As someone who heavily wears extensions, men definitely do like added hair. Like I don't think they like it. I don't think they care. Like my husband not like, oh yes, girl, add them tracks, girl, because then we have a problem. My husband don't have a problem. If my hair look good, my hair look good. He won't know. If I got a good weave, it's a good weave. So he don't know. It's just, oh babe, your hair look good. What men don't like is weaves that look like weaves that look dusty. That's what they don't like. I don't think they care that much. Okay. How often can I use Olaplex in a month? It depends on what number you're using. They should take relaxer off the shelves, so it's only a salon service. Girl, people still gonna use it. Plus, it is an at-home box relaxer, not the ones done by professionals. And exactly. But across social media, everybody is grouping relaxers together as a whole. Like, oh, relaxers cause damage. No, it's not. It's at-home box relaxers done by women who don't know what they're doing. Cause cancer, absolutely. Yeah, you're not using enough. You're killing me, bro. You're fucking killing me, bro. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay, you're killing me, Shalissa. Killing me, Shalissa. Okay? And I'm being myself. I'm looking wild. Okay, you hear me? I'm looking wild. I'm looking rough out here. I'm looking wild and rough. It's the fluff McGruff. I'm looking rough. Okay, but I have my spirit. My spirit, okay? My spirit is too much. I can't be going back and forth. I can't do it. And Brenda, I feel like I gotta build you because I feel like you, even though I said I'm not doing consultations no more, I feel like you didn't got a little mini one, Brenda. You owe me like $40. I'm just I mean, I'm just playing, but I mean I'm not. I'm just playing. I mean, see, it's in a virtual hug. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. One last question on here, and then we are leaving. I'm sure I got some questions. Okay, somebody said, okay, somebody said to the people, can you tell me what can I use to help my follicles grow back? I had Hep B and my hair hasn't grown back. I need help, please. Okay, so a lot of times when you have something like hepatitis B, it attacks your immune system and your hair follicle at its core. So you first need to reset your hair growth cycle. So you need to change your entire diet. If you go through anything medically, right, that causes your hair to fall out, the first thing that you need to do is start changing your diet. The first thing you need to start doing is changing your diet. You need to start ingesting more fruits and vegetables that are going to cause your hair growth cycle to reset. Because a lot of times, whenever you are sick, your follicles go into telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium happens when the follicles go into stress. When the body is stressed, right? The telogen phase of the hair growth cycle is the phase of the hair growth cycle where your hair shaft rests within the hair follicle, right? So the that is induced by stress. The telogen phase is induced by stress, like internal stress, external stress from like the outside world, stress from your job and different stuff like that. That causes different forms of stress. So you want to reset the hair growth cycle. For one, you need to lower the amount of stress that you have, and you need to do things that make you happy. I know that sounds crazy, but it's very true. You need to do things to like up your mood and make yourself feel better throughout the day. And then for two, you want to start ingesting things that are going to tell your body to start re-triggering your natural hair growth cycle, right? So that's why blue tea is great for that. My berry booster is amazing for that because it'll actually make it so that your body will stop sending those signals to the hair follicle for the follicle to begin killing, detaching itself from the blood supply. In return, it'll actually help the body to begin resetting those bonds. All right. So I really, really hope that that helps. And I think that was our last question. I'm dead. What happened? What I do? I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. I mean, I can, but the only way to combat breakage is to stop doing things that cause your hair to break. So, for example, like how do you style your hair on a regular basis? Because your hair breaking off, it should not be a normal thing. If your hair is breaking off on a regular basis, it's because there's something that you're doing, something that you're doing that's causing your hair to break on a regular basis. Something you're doing or something that you're not doing is making your hair shaft weaker and more susceptible to breakage. So that's something that you need to figure out. What is making your hair so weak? Like, what are you eating? and the things that you ingest into the body is what is going to give your hair the strength that it needs not to break. So if your hair is breaking, that's because your hair doesn't have enough vital nutrients within the body to remain strong. Most likely that's what that means. So give me a 5 if this live was okay. I know sometimes, especially like if you new here or whatever, like I'm sorry if I sound like I was rude or something. Like I'm not trying to be rude, but I just want us to all like have common sense conversations, and I'm not doing consulting no more and coaching and stuff. That's like not my thing. Like we coming on here and I just, you know, I've been watching you for years as well. Well, I love you, and thank you so much for sticking with me. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for all of the 5s. Feeling live. Okay, I love you guys so very much. Thank you for, you know, oh my God. Thank you. I feel so much better because I don't want, oh, I love you guys. And can everybody get this video a thumbs up, because I want more people to see it, and people don't be seeing it if y'all don't give it a thumbs up, because if you don't give it a thumbs up, YouTube gonna be like, oh, they ain't really like her like that. Like, she was on there, but they ain't really like what she was saying, so I ain't gonna send it to nobody else. But then if you give it a thumbs up, it'll tell YouTube like, oh, they really like her. They like her a lot, so let me send her video out to more people because other people will like her too. You know, even though I don't know if I want people to see me take my wig off, though. Because I did kind of just take it off. Okay, so you did give a thumbs up. Thank you. I love y'all so much. Thank you all for kicking it with me today. The queen, I don't know how I feel, because the queen said she just coming here to laugh at me. Because you be getting off on people stressing me out. And I don't know how I feel about that, the queen. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like the queen has been up in here laughing at me this whole time. And she has. Every time somebody asks a question and I get stressed out, it's been a couple times that I've looked away and I thought I was hiding my facial expression, and then the queen started laughing like, oh, saying I'm dead. It's like, the queen, shut your ass up. Because you're not supposed to be laughing. You're supposed to be praying for me, not laughing at me. What type of stuff is this? Would just simply stop the lock method and only put the leave-in conditioner process alone, get my hair back healthy. For the most part, absolutely. We sure will. It sure will, baby. Listen, the lock method got y'all all locked in some bullshit. Okay? The lock method got y'all all locked in some bullshit. It's because of the lock method that all y'all got seborrheic dermatitis. It's because of the lock method, the little bagging method, and all these little stupid ass methods that all these little girls have been playing in here on the YouTube. Listen, and they all know it's some bullshit. You know how you know that they all know that it's some bullshit? Listen, they all like, hey, that was some bullshit. Hey, it was so much bullshit. I don't even want to talk about hair no more. Now I'm going to just do commentary videos. And now it's just black girl luxury. And I'm going out and I'm going to the hair salon. I'm not interested in this no more. I don't want to talk about hair care no more. It's not interesting anymore. So now y'all all stuck in this loop. I need y'all to get out of the loop. They're not even in the loop anymore. Why are y'all still two-strand twisting and lock methoding and washing going when the girls who taught y'all to do it in the first place are going to hair salons and getting regular hairstyles? Why are y'all still doing that? Make it make sense. I love y'all so much, all right? I love y'all so much. Make sure you just keep it simple. The women that y'all buy bundles from do not do the lock method. Those Indian, Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian bundles that y'all buying, them girls didn't do no lock method to grow their hair out. If they did, the bundles wouldn't feel the way that they feel. The bundles would be completely and totally weighed down. The women y'all buy bundles from do not do the lock method. You know what they do? They wash, they condition, they put leave-in conditioner in, they blow dry their hair. And most of them can just be done after the blow dryer. And then if they not, they'll pick up a flat iron and then flat iron their hair and call it a day. So make it make sense. The bundles that you spent $500 from was not grown by doing the lock method. They were not. Just shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner. Know it for a fact, being here for over a decade. Girl, if I do one more high puff, and I love y'all so much. I really hope that you got something out of this video. Make sure you leave a comment below once this live ends to tell me anything that you learned from this video. If anything, if you are new here, leave a comment when this video ends. Leave it in the comments like, hey girl, I'm new, girl. I'm doing better. I'm gonna try to do better with new people. If new people ask questions, I really need you to tell me that you're a new person. Because my OGs, if you've been here for a while, you better stop asking me this stupid stuff that I've already been talking about since I was little. I just turned 33. I didn't even come on here for my birthday. I was like, I can't for my birthday. I didn't even post anything on social media for my birthday. Like for my birthday, I spent my birthday off social media. That was my birthday present. Oh my God. All right. I love y'all. Again, when this live is, make sure you head over to the comments and let me know if you've learned anything today. Just the FYI, when I get off of here, I'm going to part this down the middle. And I'm going to put a braid on this side, and I'm going to put a braid on this side, and then I'm going to take the crochet hook and put the braid up in between the crochet hook so my end's not just hanging out, and that's how I'll be for the night. I have a silk pillowcase so I don't sleep. I'm trying not to sleep with a scarf on, no more tension like on my perimeter and stuff. And when I get up in the morning, I always take the braids down, comb my hair, wash my face, brush my teeth, all of that stuff. And then I decide how I'm wearing my hair. Of course, if I'm gonna do, like this morning, it was easy because it was braided like into braids going to the side. And so I just took my hair down, combed it in the morning like I normally do. And then I took that parting out. And then boom, you part, boom, 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 right on. And then boom, shakalaka the boom. Here we go. I love y'all. See you later. Make sure you leave stuff in the comments below. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up already, do it. Like, why would you just be in here and not give me a thumbs up? Thumbs up.